Push me to the floor and stomp on my dick. Anyways, speaking of getting a crotch punch, I decided I'm going to make my top whatever. I think it's close to 50. My top 50. Oh, fuck it. I'll call it my top 50 favorite all-time Halloween movies. Like ones that I watch almost every year. So I made a list. And I'm going to check the motherfucker twice, basically. So, hold on, let me find the damn thing. Where'd it go? Now, every year, the way I do it is I break the month down. Because it starts October 1st and it ends October 31st. That's for Halloween. I break it up into two sections. The first 2 weeks and the second 2 weeks. Now, the first 2 weeks are kind of... They're not heavy movies, not like scary movies, but they're in the vein, in the genre, or at least ones that I just like to watch. Where the second week is kind of more the hardcore stuff. Now, before I get into this, I do want to say that I've seen the small list that I'm going to mention. I've seen them as kids, but I don't actually physically own them yet, and I'm planning to, so maybe next year I'm going to get a couple. I don't own any of the Friday the 13th, which they're not that good. I do remember that. They're not that good, but Jason Voorhees is just a cool bad guy, so it's one of those things where it's more than the sum of its parts, so I don't own those yet. I don't own Hellraiser, which those I remember being kind of cool, but I was a kid, so who the fuck knows. And there was a couple other ones that like Children of the Corn. I don't have any of those. I was gonna get those this year and I didn't. Pisses me off. Well, I opted to get the the Monster Movie Pack or whatever. I'll talk about that later. So those I don't have. So they could maybe go on the list, but like I said, I'm only doing ones that I have, and I'm adding to my collection as I go. So like every year what I do is I try to get like one big movie, like one big scary Halloween movie to watch Halloween night, because every year on the 1st I watch The Burbs. That kicks off the whole holiday. And by holiday, I mean October, November, December holiday. I'm talking, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It starts with that. I watch The Burbs. Oh my God, I love the frickin' Burbs. That movie should be studied. It's one of those few that's just classic and genius. And people don't respect the genius of it, and it bothers me. There's just a couple scenes in there that are freaking hysterical. Like when they're knocking on the door, and the bees come out, and you got Rumsfeld, the military guy next door, and he grabs the hose, and he yells, "Run to me, run to water." It's hysterical. Or when he's with when the group decide to go and meet the neighbors, and they're standing on the porch, and Rumsfeld's got the brownies. He's holding them, and there's like this military little theme in the background and the music, and he's standing all proud and stout, and all of a sudden his feet fall through the floor of the porch, and he's basically sitting down with his feet in this hole, and the brownies go all over the floor, and he goes, "God damn it, there goes the brownies." And then he picks them up, and he hands them to the it kid there, the creepy kid. And he looks at him and says, "Here's something for a little sweet tooth there, Sonny." And he's handing him these fucking brownies, and there's leaves in them and shit because they were all over the floor. It's hysterically funny, and I don't think people give that movie enough respect and enough credit, because it's a fucking classic. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Something for the old sweet tooth there. It is a great fucking movie. Especially when the Klopeks, the neighbors, and they're leaving for the day, and they pull out of their driveway, and there's all that garbage from the day before, and they just run right over the garbage. It's freaking hysterical. And you got the two guys in the back of the truck, the garbage truck. It's just a great movie. It's a great movie that should be studied, like in a university somewhere. So that's how I started out. I started out with Burbs, and it ends with Nightmare Before Christmas. Now, there are some people who want to play Nightmare Before Christmas around Christmas time, and they would be wrong. Okay, this is Halloween night movie. The ideal time is after it gets dark, around 6 o'clock-ish to maybe 8 o'clock-ish, depending on, you know, the kids and all that crap. Between 6 and 8, you watch that fucker. And then later on, like, I like to watch the movie that I bought for that, you know, month. Okay, I usually buy a movie. Like, one year it was Halloween. Another year it was Cujo. Okay, shit, I forgot to put Carrie on the list. Well, shit, since you don't actually see my physical list, Carrie's on the list. A lot of Stephen King shit. Anyways, let's go through this. And this is, well, basically alphabetical order because I took it from my list and I just went down through it. Now, I will say, I love this movie. This 1408 movie with Samuel Jackson and what's his face? Fucking love this movie. Movie is scary as fuck. I love it. Great fucking flick. One of the best Stephen King based movies I've seen in a long time. I mean, it's legitimately freaky. It's like a mind fuck. Is it? Okay. Now, the next one on the list, that was 1408. Next one on the list is Amityville Horror. Now, I would definitely go with maybe like the first two. I suppose you go with three. And I think there was a remake or something. There's the one with the dude from Rocky. That one's okay. But I would definitely stick with like the early ones. But Amityville is fucking awesome. The music, the window and the house, it's like, fuck you. Okay, and I said the Burbs. Oh, one of my personal favorites, and I do like this one. I don't know if it's a great movie necessarily, but there's something about it. The old feel of it. I remember when I was a kid watching it, and just because it's one of those ones that I don't think aged well necessarily. Like, you don't see cell phones in it and kind of thing. But Cujo is a great fucking movie. The fucking dog. And every time I see my dog rooting around in that shit, I'm like, dude, you're gonna get bit and you're gonna turn into Cujo, motherfucker. And he just, you know, whatever. He's chasing a chipmunk, whatever. But Cujo is definitely one. Now, this one is kind of a double pack, and that's Exorcism. Now, I have Exorcism and Exorcism of Emily Rose. I kind of like Emily Rose. I'm not saying it's great, but I love the original Exorcist, and Emily Rose was pretty good. So I would definitely put those two on the list. Next is a cartoon, Frankenweenie. Now, there's this speculation that a lot of people want to say that Frankenweenie, Corpse Bride, and Nightmare Before Christmas are basically the life of the same dude. And it's kind of cool because, in a way, it is. But whatever. But yeah, Frankenweenie, it's not my favorite, but I like it. And it was at a time when I had just lost my dog, so it was kind of like, it was kind of a weird moment for me. But yeah, Frankenweenie, it's fun. I mean, it's a cute little cartoon. I definitely don't think it's as good as Nightmare Before Christmas, but, you know, what is. So, anyways, next is, this one is going to be kind of, I'm not even sure how to say it. This one's going to be kind of questionable. I just like it because of what it is. And that's Freddy vs. Jason. I love Freddy. I kind of like Jason. And to put the two together and just to see how they tweaked it. And how they worked it so that you have these two iconic villains together and how Freddy was manipulating Jason, and Jason was like, I ain't having any of that, even though he didn't say anything. I thought it was just cool how they did it. It was just a cool little crossover. It was a fan thing. Mainly, it was like, you know, here's this and here's that. Why the hell not? One of my favorite scenes, because I am partial to, and I'll talk about it now. When it comes to Nightmare on Elm Street, there's two variants of Freddy. There's the, he doesn't say much and he's kind of creepy, and then there's the comedian Freddy, which I actually happen to like, where he's talkative and he's funny and he's just, anyway, he's more of the funny. And by the way, there's only one fucking Freddy. It's Robert Englund. Fuck that other new remake bullshit. Not that the guy didn't do a good job, but it's just, fuck it. No. It's Freddy. It's Robert Englund. Shut up. I don't care if the guy's 100 million years old. I don't care if they got to wheel him out. I don't care if they got to wheel Freddy in a wheelchair. Get Robert Englund. Fuck you. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. One of the funniest scenes of this movie is he's at Camp Crystal Lake. Freddy is. And he's dancing with this dead woman, this dead blonde woman. She's a corpse, basically. And he's got her arm out, and he's like, you got a picture, she's like limp, and he's just kind of flinging her around, and he looks at her, and he's like, this bitch is dead on her feet, and he throws her to the ground. Absolutely hysterical. I mean, he's holding a corpse saying this bitch is dead on her feet. It's just, you have to picture it. It's just absolutely hysterical to me. I laugh every time he does that. Because he's funny. Dude, Freddy is funny, and I like that about it. Some people don't. They want the old traditional, you know, But he had no personality. And then you give him a little personality. That's what made it. I mean, that's what my memories of him are. And it's just, I prefer that. Anyways, next on the list, this is a two-parter. And I got to put it on here simply because of just the genre, and that's Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Now, you can say 2 is like, but I don't ever watch just 1 or just 2. I'm going to watch both back to back. So, yeah, Ghostbusters. And it's pretty self-explanatory. It's Halloween, ghosts. Okay. Next, I actually don't know how I feel about this series, because there's some ups and there's some downs, especially in 3, and that's the Halloween series. Now, I love the first one. The first one's really kind of cool. Jamie Lee Curtis and all that shit. Then they go a little bit off the deep end, and there's H2O and this, that, and the other. There's a lot of them. Now, I'd say collectively maybe the whole series, but you definitely have to have some representation of Halloween in Halloween movie list, obviously. So you basically have to find your favorite. I like the first one. And again, there's ones that are hit or miss. And the collective story is kind of cool too. So it is what it is. So anyways, Halloween. Next is, oh yeah, shit. Next is It. Now, I haven't seen the new one yet, and I've heard good things about it. But even the original is still pretty good. I like the original. That's mainly the one I have on here. So I would say It, either the original or the remake. Scary Clown, I mean, what else is there to say? The next one, I don't know if it's necessarily a Halloween movie. I just like to watch it. And that's Crawl. I fucking love that movie. Absolutely love that fucking movie. That is a classic fucking movie. That is a legitimately classic movie, Crawl. And I'm so glad it came out on Blu-ray too. Because I remember as a kid watching that, and all of a sudden you're watching that little starfish, whatever it is, inch away, and it goes into the lava, and the guy's like, oh, yeah, they only shoved my hand in there. And it was like, and when I was watching it, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Okay. And just the whole, everything. The Cyclops guy, that old man with the spider bitch, oh, that scene was so fucking cool as a kid. There's just a lot of cool visuals in that movie. Just a shitload of cool visuals. The bad guy, the boss, or whatever they call him, the monster at the end, very cool. Just really cool. But yeah, definitely recommend Crawl. Just that would probably be on one of my top whatever lists. Just overall movies. Just cool shit. Next is Labyrinth, and that pretty much speaks for itself. I mean, I don't even need to discuss that one because, you know, You got the music, you got the little... Now, I'm sorry, but that kid is ugly as fuck, the baby. The girl was kind of cute, and it was kind of weird, because she's supposed to be like this underage girl, and it was just... Like, I watch it now, because like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, she's kind of cute. And now it's like, I look at it, and she's kind of cute, and it's like, you know, I'm 40, so it's kind of like, you know... I don't know how old she was in the movie, but it's just, it's weird. Anyways, yeah, that one... I love that inchworm, dude. The fucking inchworm at the beginning. And the old lady in the garbage heap. Oh my god, I love that. That puppet is so fucking cool. And just the way she talks with like the. But seriously, I love that little inchworm at the beginning. It's like, well, don't go that way, because that way takes you right to the castle, and that's after she left. And she wanted to go to the castle, and she's like, I don't know. That whole sequence was cool. Because I love stuff like that. Because what's cool about that kind of a movie, and same thing with Crawl and some of these others, like, although I could have put, you know what I should have put on here too, is Lord of the Rings, because that's kind of a cool movie too. I'll put that in like an honorable mention. But I love movies where it's like, okay, if they go left, they meet somebody new, but if they had gone right, like, who do you know? Like, you know, you don't know what they would have seen, you know? Like, if she had gone right, she may not have met the inchworm, but she may have met something else. And it's like, it's just, there's so much possibility of what the world has to offer. And I love that kind of idea in movies. Anyway, so I said Labyrinth. One of my personal favorites is Lost Boys. Absolutely love that movie. I don't know, nothing else to say about it. It's just a damn cool movie. The Vampire. Now, I don't know what it is about Corey Feldman. Because it was the two Corys. It was Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. And Corey Haim kind of annoyed me because he had that little pussy mouth and you just wanted to punch it. Like, literally, you just want to stick a banana in his mouth. Whatever. Oh, another Stephen King classic. Misery. Love Misery. I don't know if that's necessarily a Halloween movie, per se, but, you know. Let's see. Oh, Neverending Story. No, Neverending Story, I guess I'd have to say Neverending Story 1 and 2. Now, I hate 2. I really do. The story itself is decent, but they replaced the characters, the actors. Now, I can understand. I think that one kid died or something, but I could deal with that. But they replaced Atreyu. Now, I'm sorry. The original Atreyu, you know, he was a handsome little man. He was just a handsome little dude. Him and Artak out there, he was a good-looking kid. And they replaced him with this fat little Indian kid who looked like a goof. I mean, he literally looked like a retard. And he's like, Atreyu! It's just, it was, oh God. Oh God. Now, they could have explained that where instead of the main kid, what was his name? Whatever the fuck the kid's name was. It should have been like his cousin or something, or somebody else. Because they had this moment in 2 where he looks down in his backpack and he sees this little logo of like this Indian. Now, I could deal with Atreyu being a different actor if it was just playing out in this kid's mind. But what they did is they tried to replace the original kid. So the original kid had this vision of Atreyu, which you saw in the first one, and then he goes on in the second one and has a different vision of the same kid looking like a different person. The whole thing was a complete train wreck. I mean, great story, just a train fuck wreck of a movie. Like I said, they should have made a different kid who's having a different experience with it, which is the whole point of Neverending Story. It's like you're reading it, but you're experiencing it. You're having a different feel to it because it's you. You're adding something to it. That was the whole point of it, and they should have done that. Bastian, that was a kid's name. Instead of making the kid Bastian, the second one should have been like his cousin or just a random kid. A second random kid who picked up the book. I mean, it was just a complete train wreck. But I like this. I like the freaking story, and it bothers me because it was a good story. Anyways, the next one on the list, pretty self-explanatory. Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, I would say the collection total, but some are better than others. There's definitely some like the original, some like the 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 mainly, where Freddy has a little bit of personality. Again, I like that version of Freddy because it's funny, and just he does these nasty things and he's laughing about it. It's almost like the Joker in a way. He kind of became the Joker in a way because it's like, yeah, he did something horrible, but just you want to see him do horrible stuff. It's weird. It's like you want to see him do bad stuff because it's Freddy and he does bad stuff. It's like, that's what I do. You enjoy it, and you do, and it's weird. Now I don't know if they're the greatest movies on the planet. A lot of these like 80s ones, they weren't great, but there was just something about the characters became iconic. So you got to put Freddy in there somewhere, and I did put Freddy vs. Jason. Which that one's fun if you like the character. If you're not really a big fan of Freddy, then you're not gonna like Freddy vs. Jason. It was mainly Freddy. You like Freddy. This is him just fucking around, basically. Anyways, I want to put Pan's Labyrinth in here, and I don't really know why. I like the movie. I don't know if it's necessarily a Halloween movie, but well, it could definitely be. But yeah, I definitely would put Pan's Labyrinth in here. Next, you've got to put Charlie Brown fucking Great Pumpkin. You got to put the Great Pumpkin in there. You just do. And there's self-explanatory. It's the pumpkin. It's Halloween. Next is one of my personal freaking favorites is Pet Sematary. I fucking love that movie. I love everything about that movie. Even though the kid's kind of interesting. He's kind of weird. Like, I don't hate him. I usually hate kids because most of them are ugly. Like, whatever. But the little Gage kid, the father's kind of dopey. I don't know how I feel about the father. But I love that Judd character, the Judd guy. Oh God, I fucking love him, man. I miss that guy. I wish he hadn't died. There's something about him and that accent, because a lot of Stephen King movies, they have that weird Maine accent. Go out there to the car there, and your little Gage, you're gonna get run over by the car on that nasty road out there. That shit. There's just something about that shit. And listening to him talk, I could listen to him talk for a month. Yeah, I don't know, just something about it, and just the dialogue and the words, and you know, the ground is poison there, and it's just there's something about it, and I love it. I have to watch. I definitely gotta watch that fucker again. I watch that one every year. No, like Friday the 13th, or Friday the 13th, Freddy, and a lot of those. I don't watch those every year. But I do watch Pet Sematary every year. Actually, I'll go through that later. I'll go through the list, and the ones that I do watch every single year, I'll mention those. Let's see. Next is Poltergeist. Again, some are better than others. You know, there's something about Zelda. This house is clean. There's something about her. It's just, I don't know, they tie the rope and they send him through the void. It's just something about it. And she's looking at the TV, and the kid is creepy. She's cute but creepy. And then she died, and it was just creepy, and it's the whole thing. And then you got the one with the Indian. I don't know how I feel about that one. And then the third one was just kind of But Poltergeist, I'd say Poltergeist collectively, if you're into like the whole series. Because, again, I'm not going to watch just the first one. I'm going to watch the whole series when I watch it. And I don't watch that one every year, but... Anyways, next is Princess Bride. You got to put that on there. That one's just a fun one. Now that's one I would put like at the beginning, where it's more like the whimsical stuff, like Crawl would be at the beginning. Some of those, I'd even put Misery at the beginning, like the first 2 weeks of, you know, like Misery is not a horror movie necessarily, you know, but whatever. So yeah, I would definitely put Princess Bride. Now I gotta put the entire Saw series on here. I don't know how fucking many there are. There's like 7 or 8 of them. I cannot wait to see the new one. I can't wait to see. Dude, I love that guy. I don't know what it is about that guy. He's just a creepy little man, and I love him. The Saw dude, Jigsaw, and then you got the little fucking doll on the bike, and a little laughing and shit. Oh my god, that's just fucking cool. And what's awesome about that series, it doesn't matter if it's good. It's the whole point of it is, what are the traps? And as a fan of the series, you're watching it and you're like, okay, what are these traps? What's the point of them? Like, oh, you're a glutton, so now you gotta like reach into your gut and pull out a key to, you know, whatever. I mean, it's just really gross, wonderful, ew, you know. And it's just very cool, because it goes above and beyond just what the movie is. You actually want to see what they're going to do next. You want to see what the creators are going to do. It became, to me at least, it became something that was more than just sitting there mindlessly like, yay, you know, for 2 hours. Like, I care about how the traps were created, like what the traps represent for the individual person, because like if somebody's stealing money or something, you know, or somebody's being greedy, or, you know, whatever. And what's so cool about him, he's like just this vengeful prick, and he's going after bad people. It's like, you know, I got cancer and the insurance company wouldn't help pay for it, so I'm going to take the person who made all the money, I'm going to put him in this trap and say, hey, you want to, you know, you spent your whole life worrying about looks, and, you know, and he puts this thing on her face, and if she, you know, she basically has to claw her face, or, you know, something. You know, it was based upon what their sin was, what their vice was, or whatever. And I thought that was just so fucking cool, because it wasn't just, oh, let's just kill some random people because we're bad. It's like, these are sons of bitches and they deserve to get fucked up. Okay, it's almost like you're cheering for him to fuck these people up. Now, I will say that the story kind of went like way out in the left field. Like, he died in like the second one. Okay, and there's like 8 of them, so it's like, what the fuck. But the first one was so cool, because it's like, it starts off with a black screen, and you first thing you see, there's the dude with his ankle chained and the other guy on the other side of the room, and you're like, what is going on? And you start to piece it all together. It's just, that part was so cool, the first one. I kind of wish they could get back to that, but as the series went on, it became about the traps, and it became about the, you know, just, it became more than what it was. And it didn't even matter if the story was even coherent on some level. Like, there's that one with the girl in all the people that are trapped in the house. I don't even care about how stupid that is. It's about the traps and, like I said, the people, and how it affects them, and how they and the trap work together. I don't know how to word it properly, but in other words, there's like a connection for most of these people, and it's just, I thought it was very cool. I love this series. Anyways, moving on. You got to put The Shining on there. Shining, that's self-explanatory. I'm not even going to talk about that one. The Shining is just absolutely another one of my personal favorites, and it's, I don't know, I'm thinking back. Is it a great movie? It's a fun movie. That's what it is. I don't care if it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. And that's Sweeney Todd. I love the concept. I love the singing, and Johnny Depp is singing, and it's like, welcome to London, my pants are falling down. It's great. It's great. And you got what's her face, and they're making pies with dead people. You know, and they're selling human meat pies to people in London. It's fucking great. And you go, oh, what's his face is in that too? I forgot about that. Wasn't the Harry Potter dude who died? Yeah, he was in there with. Oh, that's right, he's in. I gotta watch that now. I forgot he was in that. What's his face? I can't remember his name, but yeah, that. Oh, I fucking love that guy. Oh, I gotta watch that shit again, dude. Oh, fuck. Yeah, we gotta watch that. But Sweeney Todd, definitely one of my favorites. Another one of my fucking personal favorites, The Fly. Now, there's two versions. There's the original version, which is from, like, 1958. With, like, Vincent Price, I think. And you got the Goldblum stuff in the 80s. Both are fucking phenomenal. I love both versions. The black and white one is so freaking cool. Especially at the end, when the half fly, half man gets caught in the web, and he's like, help me, as the spiders are crawling down this. Oh, dude, fuck, that gave me fits of fuck when I was a kid. Holy shit, that like warped my fucking mind when I was a kid. And then Vincent picks up the rock and like smashes it, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I gotta kill you. Oh man, oh god, that was so fucking weird as a kid seeing that shit. I remember sitting on the floor. I was coloring the coloring book, and they're like, help me, and I look up, and there's this half human in this web and a spider, and it's huge, and I hate spiders, but this thing was like gigantic because he was so tiny, and it was like, and it was like, oh fuck. And there's Vincent Price. You gotta dig Vincent Price. I love Vincent Price. I would spoon Vincent Price. I would dig him up and spoon him. Okay, I love that guy. There's something about him. My first real interaction with him was from Scooby-Doo, which is weird to admit that and say that aloud, but ever since then, I've just loved that guy. His voice, his little he would have made a good Alfred for Batman, but that's neither here nor there. But I love Vincent Price. Vincent Price and oh shit, I can't remember the other guy's name. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, the Fly series, both of them are phenomenal. Oh shit, another one of my personal favorites, Texas Chainsaw fucking Massacre. Oh my god. I don't know if it's a good movie. I can't sit there and watch it and say it's just great, like the greatest movie ever. But the cinematography and just the way it, there's just something about that movie. It's just something about it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on what it is because it's a weird movie. It's not. I can't say it's the greatest movie like I've ever seen, but it's just something about it. It almost reminds me of like Thunderdome in a way, where it's just this weird, just out there kind of movie, where it's like this, the angles that they use and the just I don't know. There's just some weird shit. It's so cool. It fits together into like this classic piece that's really unique and different, which is what I like about it. Anyways, moving on. Oh, The Thing. Shit, yeah, you got to put The Thing on there. Now, I just watched The Thing not that long ago, a few years ago. I gotta say, I enjoyed it. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I actually saw it. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Anyways, fuck it, let's move on. So yeah, you had Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Thing. Oh, another one of my fucking favorites. Jesus. The War of the fucking Worlds. Now I gotta get that on Blu-ray. I got that on VHS, and it pisses me off. Now I was in summer school, and it's the one thing in summer school that I remember. They played the record, the radio recording of it, and explained it during summer school one year, and I was fucking hooked on the idea, because the whole They played it on the radio and people thought it was real and like, oh my god, there was something about that. Again, I can't say that I spent so long. I haven't seen a VHS in almost 15 years, so I can't remember if it's a good movie or not. But the War of the Worlds collectively, just in general, is a thing I like. So I put that on the list. Yet another personal favorite, Night of the Living Dead. The original black and white one. No, I do have the colorized version. That movie is so cool. I love that movie. They're coming to get you, Barbara. I fucking love that movie. Oh my god, that movie like fucked me up as a kid. And then you got the black guy and they shoot him at the end. Oh my god, and it's like he made it through and they fucking shoot him and it's like, you bastards. Okay, because, you know, whatever. But that movie is definitely cool. I like it. So we got Night of the Living Dead. I'm going to put Willy Wonka on that list. You got to put Willy Wonka on there. Again, that would be early part of October. Kind of the whimsical. There's kind of like the whimsical Halloween, and then there's the horror Halloween. So, like I said, I break it up into that. So, yeah, Willy Wonka, that's self-explanatory. Next, Wizard of Oz, that's self-explanatory. Another personal favorite is Young Frankenstein. I watch that every freaking year. When they're up there tap dancing, and you got the Lukey looking Frankenstein. He's up there tap dancing, and he's going and making the moans and shit. And it just, I love that movie. I'm Frankenstein, Mr. Frankenstein. It's great. It's a great fucking movie. And you got the bitch with the violin. Every time, what was her name? I can't remember her name, but every time they say her name, the horse squeals in the background. Just absolutely fucking great movie. And this year I purchased, I think it was called the Movie Monster Collection. And you get like 8 movies, and they're like all from like 1930. So you get the Wolfman, you got Dracula, you got Bride of Dracula, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, Frankenstein, and the Phantom of the Opera. I'm watching those right now. I gotta say, watching the original Dracula was kind of cool, because I had never seen any of these. So these are the ones that I bought this year, the classic ones. Definitely recommend those, just because. Because, I mean, how many people watch black and white movies today, you know? So, overall, that's my list. Now, I will say ones that I watch every single year. 1408, The Burbs, Amityville's like every other year, Cujo's probably every 3rd year, Exorcism's probably every other year, Frankenweenie I do watch every year, Freddy vs. Jason I watch once in a blue moon, Ghostbusters I watch once in a blue moon, I've seen that like a million times, Halloween I watch maybe every 2-3 years, It I watch every couple years, Crawl I watch every year, Labyrinth and Lost Boys I watch every year, Misery maybe every 2 years, Neverending Story, depending on how I feel, usually every year, but Nightmare on Elm Street, like I haven't seen that in like 7 years, so. And Nightmare Before Christmas, that ends it, I watch that every year. Halloween Night, Pan's Labyrinth, I think I've seen that like twice, so I don't watch that a lot. Charlie Brown, I want to watch it every year, but I don't always, so. Pet Sematary I watch every year. Poltergeist probably every couple years. Princess Bride. I try to get Princess Bride in there every year. The original Saw, I want to get in every year, but I don't. The Shining, I don't watch every year. Sweeney Todd, I watch maybe every 2 years. The Fly, every couple years. Chainsaw Massacre, I do try to get every year. The Thing, I've seen The Thing, I think, twice, and I've had it for a few years, so. Couple years. War of the Worlds I haven't seen because it's on VHS, but Night of the Living Dead I try to get every year. Willy Wonka I try to get at least a yearly viewing of Willy Wonka, maybe every 2 years. It doesn't necessarily have to be Halloween though. Same thing with Wizard of Oz. Young Frankenstein is every year, and as I said, these monster movie classics, I don't know. maybe every couple years or something, or maybe I'll watch like one or two next year, and then watch the other two the next year. Maybe I'll intermingle them or something. I don't know. Now, one I do wish I could put on the list. There's one movie that I absolutely wish I could put on the list, but I just didn't like the movie, and that was Sleepy Hollow. I love Sleepy Hollow, the concept. I love the story. It's just the movie. I don't know. It drags and it bores me. I don't know. It's got Johnny Depp. It's got what's his face. There's something about it. It just does not work for me. But, you know, it is what it is. So, anyway, that's my list. That's my, like, top 50-ish list of Halloween movies that I sometimes watch. Not necessarily every year, but like some of them, like I said, I do watch every year, but not all. So, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Did I miss any? I can't think off the top of my head right now. I'm just randomly rambling, and it's just I can't think of any. I'll probably think of like 5 after I end this clip, but that's neither here nor there. I think I got most of the main ones, and there might be like 1 or 2 obscure ones that I don't have. And now keep in mind, a lot of this is what I have in my collection, and every year, like I said, I try to get a new one to watch the night of. So it's a matter of what I have versus what I plan to get. Like, I plan to get Friday the 13th. I don't know if I'm going to get, like, Jason Goes to Space and all that bullshit. Like, the 15th one. I don't know if I'm going to get all those, but I'll definitely get the first few. I'll definitely get the Hellraiser series at some point. I will definitely pick up Children of the Corn. I wanted to see that, too. And I wish I had gotten it. It bothers me that I didn't get it. But, like I said, this year I picked up the movie Monster. I'm actually enjoying them so far. There's just something about those black and white classics that are, I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, that's my collection. It's about 50 or so, whatever. Fuck it. Goodbye.